What's up everyone, welcome back to Overlanding World. In this video we're going to share something really exciting with you guys. We finally purchased a 2009 Porsche Cayenne Turbo. We got it for really cheap, but there was a lot wrong with it. And in this video we're going to kind of dive into all the things we need to fix in order to make this a drivable and get it to an off-roading machine.
All right, so we only paid $6 grand for this car. So if you know these Porsches or these Cayennes, you know when you pay super cheap for them, that means they come with a lot of problems. And this one did. The previous owner thought it had engine mounts issues, but the problem was the drive shaft center support mount that wears out and fails on these. So when we first bought it, it did this weird vibrating sound. We can put a clip right here. See that? More things that were wrong with the car was the front headlights don't work, the rear headlights cracked. It has a few scratches on the paint protective film that we're going to remove right now. The navigation head unit doesn't work at all. The interior was a mess with a lot of dog hair that we cleaned up the first thing right when we got the car. So in today's video, we're going to fix all the little things that are wrong with the car. In the future upcoming videos, we're going to show you guys as we mod this up. This here's the vibration. So we just took this off and it was already gone. So that's where our vibration was coming from. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Alright guys, so to do the center bearing on this car, we bought the kit from JXB. These guys, pretty cool. You don't have to take the drive shaft off at all. Now he has this other option on his kit where you can buy it with the bottom bracket so that you don't have to take apart the front guibo to attach his fancy little center support. But I figured out that if you just take the stock Porsche support and you drill holes in this corner and this corner, you still don't have to take off the front support. You can just assemble it here and put it up, and it should be the same as his $100 kit bracket that I'll put a picture of here. So let's assemble this on the table and put it in the car. So his kit comes with the this CNC machine bracket, the polyurethane supports, and the top piece, kind of like this, and these fancy custom hardware. Super cool. So to assemble this, you just put the two little rubbers on here, line it up with that, get your fancy bolts with the washers. Always when you use a washer, there's a side that goes on the metal and a side that goes on the bolt. Your nylon locking. Alright, so we assembled it on the factory bracket, and to show you guys where I drilled the bolts, right there and right there. So when you get your 5mm Allen and you bolt this up together, you can feed it through the hole and tighten the nut up there. So this really helps out without needing to take the drive shaft off. So there you go. So with this assembled on the bench, let's go under the car and finish it off right there. A little bit too dumb, and I made these holes a little bit too small. Yeah, I didn't think it through all the way, so I didn't put it in yet. So I have to make these holes a little bit bigger. So we cut out the rubber from the center support bearing and cleaned it out. So let's put this guy in here and rotate it up.
All right, so we picked up this taillight from eBay and we're just gonna figure out how to install it now. Might have to resort to some other YouTube videos, but we'll figure it out. Okay. All right, so the next thing that was broken on this car was this trim piece that sits along here. So we ordered a new one of those, trying to give it like a complete look. We are eventually going to do a muffler delete and remove this bottom part, but this top part's going to stay. So that's why we wanted to fix it for now. And then in future videos, we're going to show you what we're going to do to this rear bumper. So this is the right part, or we think it's the right part, but when it tries to like snap in there, it doesn't really like stay pushed down. So this one we might need to reorder and figure that out. So this one might not get fixed today, but that's fine. All right, next thing on our list for today is fixing this side view mirror. As you can see, it's super like yellow and brown, and I don't really know what's wrong with it, but you literally can't see anything out of it. So obviously we need to fix that. So we just got a new one. We're gonna go ahead and install this and move on to the next thing.
Okay, so we have the dimmed one out, and we're going to replace them. First, let's kind of make sure they're the same. They seem to be the same. So we have to swap over these parts. So we kind of replaced everything that we could that came in the box for this thing. Got the old clip on, so the rest should be plug and play. Alright guys, the next item on our list is the cabin air filter. When we first got the car and we're cleaning it out, we got rid of the one that came with it because of all the dog hair that was in it. So we're not going to show you guys how to remove the old one, we're going to show you guys how to install the new one. Alright, to remove the factory one, you basically have to pop off this panel right here, and then there's this other panel that holds the cabin air filter with like 2 or 3, no, it's just 2. It's a 5mm bolts. So just get a new one from Amazon, super cheap, like 10 bucks, 20 bucks, and it's a pretty fast replacement. I was expecting it to be a lot harder. We bought this washer reservoir cover because the engine bay in the Cayenne is super neat. As you guys can see, a lot of plastic covering everything. And the one part that was ugly was this washer reservoir cover that was just like laying there with hopes and dreams. So we got this replacement one from Amazon, so let's just put it back in. I couldn't figure it out, so Tiff is, yeah, we need the filter. So Tiff is figuring it out. Let's see if she gets it. She's better at these tedious things than I am. So we also got to do the headlight. Now the headlights on these Porsches are super cool. They kind of slide out, and you need this weird funky tool that is in the trunk with a spare tire. So let's figure out together if we can get this headlight out. So you have to remove this little cover, and there's some sort of a hole in there which you have to fit this in. All right, so there is a thing right here that shows you to turn it clockwise to get it to pop out, and it just popped out right now. So let's be super gentle with these super expensive lights. So we slid the light out, and the low beam is not working. All right, so I guess buying the AutoZone light was not the correct one, because I don't know what kind of fancy halogen these are, but we need to find this replacement because that's not going to work. All right, so we are back from AutoZone, and $100 later, we bought the correct light. So as you guys can see, this one is burnt. So let's get it replaced with this fancy one. When we bought this car, we didn't do the math that every part was going to be like 100 and up. So it's quickly adding up. All right, so Tiff made the discovery that this important plastic bit goes on the old one. And to remove that, you need to like press this and pull it out. So we'll transfer this on our new light. All right, Tiff is gonna test out if the lights turn on. These are the super fancy ones that like align and level out.
Porsche Cayenne Turbo.